current affairs, and this one is on international organizations. So coming on, the most important international organization is United Nations. So it was held in uh, 24th October 1945. So after Second World War, it was a treaty between all the countries in the world. Now this is not secondary, it is secretary. Secretary General of United Nations is Antonio Guterres. Next, Dennis Francis is from Trinidad and Tobago. So this is, I think, Dennis Francis. In the last video, we have mentioned about him. I think he's UNGA General Assembly President, I guess. Then from India, this is Rusika Kambat will represent in UNGA. Next important organization is United Nations Security Council. So thing is that there are permanent members China, France, Russia, USA and UK. And I think we all know that India was also offered permanent membership in UN Security Council, but Jawaharlal Nehru, then Prime Minister, has rejected that particular offer. So these countries has their these member countries has their veto power. So India is a member but not a permanent member, and India chair this particular, say, United Nations Security Council assemblies. But thing is that India has no veto power. So veto is a power that, suppose some country apply this veto power, that means the ongoing motion or the cause will be immediately dissolved. So China has done in many cases against India. Next, UNICEF, so which is United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. So headquarters is in New York. So I have added all the headquarters in a serial way so that we can easily remember. Next, UNDP headquarters is in New York. Next is Financial Action Task Force. So I think this is also in New York, or you have to update about this particular information. Next is UNESCO. UNESCO headquarters is in Paris, France. Next, Interpol. Interpol headquarters is in Lyon, France. Next, WHO, World Health Organization. So they're like the head or the president is Tedros. Next, their headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. Next, International Labour Organization is also in Geneva, Switzerland. World Trade Organization is also in Geneva, Switzerland. Then WTO, which is replaced GATT. GATT means this is General Agreement on Trade and Tariff and Trade. Next, that was replaced to World Trade Organization. Next, UNHRC. This is Human Rights Council, HQ in Geneva. Then UNHCR. This is HCR means High Council for Refugees. So its headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. Again in Geneva, Switzerland, what we have is Red Cross Committee. So these all are in Geneva, Switzerland. Next, Food and Agriculture Organization headquarters is in Italy, Rome. Next, World Bank and International Monetary Fund. So these are related to money and finance. So they are in the capital of USA, which is Washington DC. Okay, so also a particular fact about Washington is that there are two Washington in the USA. That means one is Washington State, another is Washington DC. So here, to not get confused, we use that term DC means this is District of Columbia. So this is Washington and this is under the state of Columbia. So this is how you have to remember. And another Washington is a state. It's a different state, and that state share boundary with Canada. Okay, so we can sometimes discuss about the maps of world, then we can come to that particular point. Now coming to another important organization. This is UNWTO. So don't get confused with WTO and UNWTO. So this is TO means before it was trade organization, now this is tourism organization. Now this tourism organization is in headquarters is in Spain. So this UNWTO also gave award to best village, best city, something like that. So in a particular information we have like mentioned about UNWTO. Next, WWF Fund for Nature and IUCN. So both are related to nature, biodiversity conservation, something like that. So they have headquarters in Gland, Switzerland. Next, World Economic Forum. This HQ, that means headquarters is in Cologne, Switzerland. Okay, so Cologne is in Switzerland or Italy. I have to again check once because I don't think Cologne is in Switzerland. Next, okay, I might be wrong also. Next, Olympic Committee is in Lucerne, Switzerland. Next, these are related to sports. So three is four organizations. So one is Olympic Committee. Next is this FIH, Federation of International Hockey. Next, Boxing Association. Then World Archery, Table Tennis, Golf. So we're covering I think around six sports. So all their headquarters in Lucerne, Switzerland. Next, European Union and NATO. So both have their headquarters in Brussels, Belgium. So these two again we can say remember as like they are something like uniting the most of Europe. So they are member countries considering from most of the Europe. So their headquarters in Belgium. Next is OPEC. This is say petroleum related thing. Say OPEC countries, they control the pricing of petrol or demand and supply of petrol. So headquarters is in Vienna, Austria. So we can sometimes discuss about OPEC also. Next, International Atomic Energy Commission is in Austria again. So this IAE, I think something EC. So next, FIFA headquarters is in Zurich. So these two are related to again a sport of like say that gets more attention all over the world. Then FIFA is in Zurich, ICC in Dubai. Next, BRICS headquarters. So BRICS, I don't think has a permanent headquarters. Next, the bank related to BRICS is sorry. The bank related to BRICS is New Development Bank, headquarters is in Shanghai. Next, something related to banks is that Asian Development Bank, their headquarters is in Manila, Philippines. Next, some of the latest summit that is we have to remember is ASEAN 42 and 43 is in Indonesia, then 44th and 45th in Laos, Cambodia. Next, BRICS are 14th edition was in China, so 15 is in South Africa. Next 16 is Russia, Kazan, which will be in this year. Next G20, the Trioca word is there. So Indonesia, India, and Brazil will form a Trioca. That means the former to India, this summit was in Indonesia. Next to India, it was going to held in Brazil. So this there is a term related to G20. This is Sherpa. So Sherpa of India at this year was Amitabh Kant, which was former CEO of Niti Aayog. Then G7, 49th was in Japan, 50th edition was in Italy. So in both the cases, in both the summits, India was invited as a guest. Yeah, so to 50th, India was invited. Next is International Solar Alliance's HQ in Gurugram. Shanghai Corporation is in Beijing. Next, SAARC HQ is in Kathmandu, Nepal. So Myanmar is not a part of SAARC. Again, BIMSTEC is a Bay of Bengal something treaty. So it is the countries that around Bay of Bengal. Then ASEAN has 10 ASEAN countries, but India is not the part. HQ in Jakarta. Next, Commonwealth of Nations. I think I have not completed the information. Amnesty International also. I think these two are in UK. Okay, both of this Commonwealth and Amnesty International both are in UK. Next, Indian Maritime Organization headquartered in London, UK, and UNFCCC COP20 is in Dubai, COP29 is Baku. Then NATO 2023 is Lithuania, 2024 is going to be in Baku. Now coming to an important summit or organization which is G20. So it is important for Indian perspective because their 18th edition was in India. So this G20 group was established in 1990. So easy to understand is that they are the top 20 economies of the world. So coming from say in order is USA, China, Germany, Japan, India, UK, France, Italy, Russia, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and considering European Union, so there will be 20 members. So it is easy to like identify if suppose it option given that something like say Papua New Guinea is a member of G20 or not. So we can easily identify to have a member of G20 you have to be a country with like greater economical aspect. Next, newly added African Union. So this is now not a G20, it becomes G21. So African Union with 55 members has joined G20. So this information we have already again discussed. Their headquarters in Addis Ababa. So I think this spelling is A-double-D, Addis Ababa, and it is in Ethiopia. Then 18th edition of G20 was held in India, Pragati Maidan. So the stage is called Bharat Mandapam. Next, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The term is taken from Maha Upanishad. So sometimes this some important terms, Sanskrit term. So these are like required the source. Say here Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam was taken from Maha Upanishad. Makes another term like that Satyameva Jayate. So there may be questions that where the Satyameva Jayate is coming from. So I think adding this information with this particular will easy to remember. Next, the Sherpa conference. So that was held in Udaipur. So Sherpa was Amitav Kant. So Amitav Kant was Sherpa for G20. Next, Science 20 like conference was in Puducherry, and the cultural conference was in Khajuraho Temple. The Khajuraho Temple is in Madhya Pradesh. Next, tourism conference was in Ranab, Kutch. Okay, so I think these are all about G20. So I think other things are there. So we have to combine everything and make it in one page so that it is easier to remember. So again, we'll add more videos with proper and corrections.